The mass media brings news and information from all parts and directions of the world, and therefore those who train the media persons of the future need to cultivate a globally perceptive approach towards news, information, and knowledge. And how befittingly the motto of this university denotes the welcoming of knowledge from everywhere. Gleaned from the Rig Veda, it points to India's passion for the acquisition and pursuit of knowledge. Ano bhadra kirtavo yantu vishvata. Let noble thoughts come to us from all directions. I am informed that this university is the first academic center in the entire Asian subcontinent to develop professionals in communication, media, and IT disciplines through traditional and modern methods of communication. The field of journalism involves not just creativity, but firm ideals, social commitment, and the courage to speak unpleasant truths. The university has been established to commemorate a stalwart in whom creativity and courage went hand in hand. Pandit Makhanlal Chaturvedi, whose mighty pen earned him national repute as an ace poet, writer, and journalist. He was also known for his undaunted participation in the national struggle for freedom. I take this opportunity to offer my respectful pranams to his memory. I am happy that this university has a focused approach towards education, training, and innovative methods of teaching and learning. This focus is essential in today's world of information overload, which reminds me of what an American author and futurist John Naisbitt once said: we are drowning in information, but starved for knowledge. With focus on education being the need of the hour, let me appreciate the university for organizing this webinar on the new education policy, which aims at making India a global knowledge superpower by rendering the youth future ready while focusing on national values and national goals. The level of transformation ushered in by the new education policy will depend mostly on how our teachers help to implement its provisions. In India, we have the concept of Yug Dharma and Desh Dharma, which actuate us to move with the spirit of changing times and step out of the comfortable zone of our old habits. A contemporary historian, Yuval Noah Harari, has lamented that teachers lack the mental flexibility that the 21st century demands, for they themselves are the products of the old education system. His contention is that in order to keep up with the world of 2050, You will need not only to invent new ideas and products, you will above all need to reinvent yourself again and again. Therefore, the question that each teacher may ask is which age and system I belong to, the old system or the emerging system of this century, and how effectively have I reinvented myself to respond to new challenges. The education policy, which emphasizes aspects like respect for diversity and local context, equity and inclusion, community participation, use of technology, stresses on how to think, thereby helping to reinvent one's abilities. The emphasis on inquiry-based, discovery-based, discussion-based, and analysis-based learning methods will create in students a passion for education and make them aware of the philosophy and purpose of education. The new policy was announced during the COVID pandemic, an indication of the policy being dynamic enough to respond to many unforeseen challenges. The greatest visible opportunity in education is the flexibility offered by the new policy. First of all, multidisciplinary education and research will get priority, and so the teachers in every varsity will have to identify avenues for such studies. Through the new policy, we are moving towards an era where a person will have to constantly re-skill and up-skill himself. Focus on skill-based learning in schools will help students choose a career at a young age itself. For a university which imparts training in media studies and digital technology, the ability to re-skill is vital, considering the fast changes that are redefining the media scenario. The recommendations in the national policy would help in strengthening research facilities in our universities and colleges and in ending the gap of quality research and education in our country. If research should improve, there have to be more active social interactions among the academic community. Indian thought on education asserts that acquisition of knowledge is incomplete without social interaction. Acharyat Padma datte padam shishya swamedhya sa brahmacharebhye padam padam kala kramen cha. It means the student acquires 1/4 of her knowledge from the teacher, 1/4 from using one's own intelligence, 1/4 from interaction with classmates, and 1/4 is acquired in time through one's life and work. This reminds us of the importance of social interactions for students, which have to be fostered by the teachers. National education policy also aims at developing many technology-based content and courses. The concepts like virtual labs and simulators are going to carry the dream of better education to millions of peers who could not earlier study such subjects which required lab experiments. India, as a global leader in information and communication technology, can integrate technology to expand the reach of higher education by equitable use of technology for better reach in education. However, let us be careful in not being hostage to the agenda of technology. Very soon, technologies may do better translations than humans and even may give better decisions as per algorithm managed by artificial intelligence. But we have to run faster than those algorithms. And that is how we should prepare our students. The advice that we get from author is to run faster, leave all your illusions behind. They are very heavy. The teacher's role in nation building is significant. The teacher who molds a youth into a citizen with character is contributing immensely to nation building. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, our former president, observed that character is that on which the destiny of a nation is built. If we want to build a great nation, we must try to train a large number of young men and women who have character. I wish all teachers of Makhanlal Chaturvedi, National University of Journalism and Communication, all success in creating a society with greater character. Before I conclude, I would like to share my views, because Honorable Vice Chancellor has mentioned about India. The new education policy aims to build India as knowledge superpower, and the Honorable Vice Chancellor has referred to India having been Vishwa Guru. What we must be conscious, we must be aware of our heritage of knowledge and wisdom. And here, to my mind, comes the remarks which have been made by Arab historians of the 10th century. This is the time when the Europe was still living in so-called dark ages. All the Arab historians, whether it is Tabri, it is Ibn Kasir, Ibn Asir, Khaldun, I was so happy to see that they have written history in more than 7, 8, 9 volumes. And each one of them has devoted first chapter of the first volume mostly to India. And they all say one thing. All of them say one thing. They say that this we have in this world 4 major dominions or 4 major cultural streams. The Iranian dominion is known for its splendor. The Roman Empire is known for its chivalry and beauty. The Chinese are known for their craft and obedience to law. And the Turks are known for their bravery, valor. And then finally they mention India, that India is one civilization or one dominion which is known for its pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. And in fact, there is without having paid full attention to that line, we all have heard the famous patriotic song, Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara. In that there is a line which says, Mere Arab ko aayi thandi hawa jahan se, which means that the prophet of Arabia felt the cool breeze coming from the land I belong. When I read the actual words of that narration, and it says, Ajidu rihal ilmi min biladil Hind. It is not just cool breeze. The literal translation of that narration is, I am feeling the cool breeze of knowledge coming from India. Why so much emphasis? Why India's identification with knowledge and wisdom? Because our sages, our rishis had envisioned an India. They said, Etad desha parshu tasya sakashad agraj anmana swam swam charitrav shiksheran prithviyam sarvam anava. Means that people from different countries, different backgrounds, they will proceed to India to learn about their own knowledge traditions, not just Indian traditions, but India will be a storehouse of knowledge, which will preserve not only its own traditions and pursue them further, but which will also be a storehouse of knowledge and wisdom of our countries, which is best reflected in your motto, Ano Bhadra Kirtavo Yantu Vishwata. Let noble thoughts come to us from all over the world. I wish you Godspeed in moving in that direction, in preserving India's knowledge and wisdom, in taking it to further heights, and being in a position where you can attract people from all over the world to benefit from the knowledge and wisdom tradition of India. I would also like to compliment the AICTE Training and Learning Academy, who are also part of this event. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.